Sindh, the gateway to the subcontinent, a cradle for ancient civilizations, and the heart of Sufi culture. The land has welcomed traders and poets, travelers and academics alike. Home to a quarter of Pakistan's population, embracing every ethnicity, language and religion from the country and beyond, with mosques, temples, churches and shrines coexisting peacefully. This diversity in population brought unique skill sets which have led to the province's evolution as an industrial hub.
Sindh is an ideal place for investment in Pakistan due to our geographic location. We are the best place to invest in. We have a very active investment department. It's a one-window facility for all investors coming into the country. We've made laws which are investor-friendly, which protect the investments that the investors bring in. We've got a very robust public-private partnership law. This is the oldest public-private partnership law in the country, and we've demonstrated that it works well.
Since the creation of Pakistan, Sindh has encouraged private enterprise, which has led to investments by local and multinational organizations.
Government of Sindh and the province of Sindh has taken a lot of initiatives to facilitate businesses, especially under the reforms of ease of doing business in the province of Sindh. We have reduced the taxes, we have reduced the social security duties and fees, and improved the overall business situation here.
Notable here is the creation of the special economic zones for this very purpose. Private investment facilitated by the government policies have led to the development of sectors like energy, chemical and pharmaceutical industries, as well as a booming textile sector, which is a key contributor to exports.
The Abiji Special Economic Zone, which is being set up right by Port Qasim, specifically as a CPEC project for investors around the world who would be interested in setting up something over here so that they could easily export those goods. We offer a 10-year tax holiday, free imports of your machinery and your goods. So multiple benefits come with these special economic zones.
The capital of the province, Karachi, is home to the headquarters of the stock exchange, the state bank, the head offices of majority of banks. This is where transactions worth billions take place, fueling the GDP of the country. As a cultural hub, Sindh produces unique arts and crafts, from the indigenous ajrak created from natural dyes and fabrics to the cutting-edge and very contemporary fashion industry. Sindh also has massive energy reserves, where natural resources are extracted to generate power, which ensures our industries continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to our chief guest, His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, Minister for Tolerance and Coexistence. Ladies and gentlemen, may I request you to please rise in honor of the national anthems of UAE and Pakistan. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, once again a very warm welcome to the chief guest of our ceremony. And this has also brought us to a rather momentous juncture of this entire investment conference. Since this is the outcome of this investment conference, we have signed a total of 6 MoUs in different fields and areas, and the momentous occasion is just going to be witnessed, and we are about to make history with this. May I now request the witnesses of the MoUs that are to be signed to please join me here on the stage and take their places here at the back of these chairs. To start off with, Syed Qasim Naveed Qamar, Special Assistant to Chief Minister on Investment and Public-Private Partnership Projects.
Sheikh Nahyan will also be invited.
Yeah. Syed Nasir Hussain Shah, Minister for Local Government and Public Health. Chief Minister Sindh, Mr. Murad Ali Shah. Chairman, Pakistan People's Party, Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. His Highness Sheikh Ahmed Dalmook Al Maktoum. His Excellency Dr. Thani Ahmed Al Zayudi, Minister for State for Foreign Trade and Economics. And of course our chief guest, His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, Minister for Tolerance and Coexistence. And Mr. Sharjeel Memon, Focal Person for Expo 2020. Thank you, gentlemen. Ambassador Afzal Mahmood, please join us on the stage as well. Right, ladies and gentlemen, I'd now announce the MoUs and the respective parties between which they're being signed, and I would request the respective signatories to please come here and join us on the chairs here on the stage. Funding startups, which is being signed between SEDF and PBC. May I please request the 2 signatories to join us here on the stage. Mr. Mehbubul Haq and Mr. Ahmed Sheikhani. Ladies and gentlemen, this is between SEDF and Pakistan Business Council. One of the MoUs which has been an outcome of this conference, Pakistan Business Council UAE and SEDF. This is regarding funding startups, ladies and gentlemen, a rather important area where we are seeking collaborations and understandings. Thank you, gentlemen. The second MoU, ladies and gentlemen, is on investment facilitation. And this is between Investment Department and once again PBC, Pakistan Business Council, UAE. May I request the signatories to please join me on the stage. Ahmed Sheikhani is already here. Secretary, Investment Department, Government of Sindh. Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is regarding investment facilitation between the Investment Department and Pakistan Business Council, UAE. One of the pivotal outcomes of this conference. Thank you, gentlemen. The third MoU is waste to energy transformation. This is between the Energy Department and PFAN UNIDO. Secretary, Energy Department, Government of Sindh, and Mr. Peter Story from PFAN UNIDO is going to join us virtually. Yes, in the signing ceremony, and here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Peter Story. Welcome, Mr. Peter. We are happy to have you here on board virtually.
Thank you for letting me join. Sorry I can't be there in person, but very pleased to be signing this today with the Government of Sindh Energy Department.
Thank you for nonetheless keeping your presence virtually. Thank you, Mr. Peter. Thank you, Secretary, Energy Department. The fourth MoU is on water, ladies and gentlemen, and this is between the Water Department, the Water Board, and a private office of His Highness Mustafa Ahmed. Secretary, Local Government, Government of Sindh. Ladies and gentlemen, this is with the Water Board and a private office. In the very vital field of water, an important understanding underway. Ladies and gentlemen, the MoUs are indeed testament to the fact that there have been substantial outcomes of this conference. Thank you, gentlemen. The fifth MoU is on sports, and this is between Minister Sports and Talent Life. May we have the signatories here on stage, please? Special Assistant to Chief Minister on Sports and Talent Life. Thank you, gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the last MoU, which is the sixth MoU. 6 in total have been signed today. Investment opportunities. And this is between the Investment Department and Injazat Data System. May we have the signatories here? CEO Injazat Data Systems, Mr. Osama, is here, as well as Secretary Investment. Ladies and gentlemen, a total of 6 MoUs which have been finalized as an outcome of this investment conference. Thank you, gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, these were the 6 MoUs and the witnesses to these momentous MoUs. May I now request all the gentlemen here on stage to please take their seats except our chief guest, His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan, who's going to address us here, Minister for Tolerance and Coexistence.
خوزه ليل خوزه هذاك خوزه already there's so many photographers. Everybody has a telephone now, he's a photographer, and he thinks he has the right to be in UAE. Dear Honorable Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, Chairman, Pakistan People's Party, Honorable Murad Ali Shah, Chief Minister, friends, His Excellency Thani Zuidi, friends and brothers from the province of Sindh, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for inviting me to be with you at this important Sindh investment conference. I am delighted to have the opportunity to meet and greet this distinguished group of government and business leaders from Sindh. To all of our visitors, I extend a very warm welcome to the United Arab Emirates. Your presence here at Expo 2020 Dubai reflects Pakistan's high aspirations and important goals for the future. It illustrates your strong commitment to strengthening cultural and trade relations with the United Arab Emirates. Your visit also highlights our joint resolve to continue to work ahead to ensure that UAE-Pakistan economic relations and relations with the province of Sindh in particular keep pace with Pakistan's rapid economic progress, with the UAE's economic priorities, and with economic developments around the world. In the midst of an era of great change, we remain confident that with our shared interests and common values of tolerance, human fraternity, and international cooperation, the UAE and Pakistan will continue to promote regional security and economic prosperity. Together, we will continue to meet the regional and global challenges of our times with a spirit of brotherhood, creativity, and optimism. Nowhere is this spirit more apparent than at Expo 2020 Dubai. It is our pleasure to have Pakistan participate alongside 192 other countries in the most inclusive and international expo ever organized. Both the UAE and Pakistan have a special connection to the expo with its theme of connecting minds, creating the future. For both in the UAE and Pakistan, successful societies have flourished on the unique insight that peace and human connections are the keys for unlocking the enormous energies of complex societies. Indeed, it is our connections and cooperation that create the potential for us to learn from each other and to work together to transform the world for the good of all of us. I congratulate. Thank you. I congratulate you all on the magnificent Pakistani pavilion at the Expo 2020 Dubai. Your national pavilion brilliantly exhibits Pakistan culture, history, heritage, achievements, and aspirations. My dear friends, the relationship between the UAE and Pakistan is an age-old, but our ties are more than just historic. They are currently vibrant and strong and becoming stronger and closer. Goods, ideas, and people move freely between our two countries, continually reinforcing our deep connections. We both believe that a successful economy is fundamental to a better life and opportunities for all people. And we have a strong commitment to ensuring that our trade and joint investment continues to grow and expand. Like all of you, I support strongly a close and continuing relationship between Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates. I follow with admiration Pakistan's great economic progress and its significant role in the global economy. The business environment is increasingly characterized by confidence, transparency, and accountability. The country's continued progress and its strength in the face of global conditions command our respect and admiration. I am confident that this conference will stimulate collaboration between Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates. Even further, I believe that having strong and solid bilateral trade and investment relations between our two countries in the current global conditions is more important than ever before of us. We must work together in order to seize the new business opportunities and create and preserve the conditions that promote business success, mutual cooperation, and prosperity for all the peoples of both of our countries. In this Sindh Investment Conference, I am very pleased to recognize the way the province of the Sindh has distinguished itself in terms of human development and economic progress. I applaud, sir, the province's strong commitment to support its people, its business, and its cultural and intellectual life. And its pursuit of a high quality of living for everyone. I am pleased with the powerful presentations and discussions and the memorandum which has been signed at this conference. May you use this opportunity of the Expo 2020 Dubai to inspire an optimistic and proactive outlook on the future, a future that celebrates the close relations between Pakistan and the United Arab Emirates and drive prosperity for us all. I wish you the very best for a successful conference, and I'm hopeful as well that our distinguished guests from Sindh province will enjoy their time at the Expo and the United Arab Emirates. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Shukran.
Thank you for your kind words, Excellency. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd now take the opportunity to invite someone without whom this wouldn't have been possible, and through his dynamic vision and far-sightedness, he has remarkably represented the province of Sindh. Please welcome for his keynote speech, Chief Minister Sindh, Mr. Murad Ali Shah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman Rahim. Mr. Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, Chairman, Pakistan People's Party, His Highness Sheikh Nahyan, His Highness Sheikh Ahmed Dalmouk Al Maktoum, His Excellency Dr. Ahmed Al Zaidoun, His Excellency Mr. Afzal Mahmood, my colleagues in the Sindh Cabinet, the various participants of this investment conference, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good afternoon. It's indeed a pleasure to host you all here on behalf of the Government of Sindh and the Investment Department to this investment conference to showcase the potential of investment in the province of Sindh. This we are holding on the sidelines of the Expo 2020. Expo 2020 is being held here in Dubai, and due to the COVID pandemic, it's been delayed. It's actually in 2021. The government of Pakistan had allocated the month of December for the province of Sindh. The province of Sindh and the UAE have a very deep relationship. It started with our founder chairman, Sheikh Al Bhutto, and His Highness late Sheikh Zayed bin Nahyan. And this partnership has only strengthened from time. At one time, a lot of the UAE royal family, and even now, found Pakistan as their second home. We are very, very grateful to the government of the UAE that they hosted Sheikh Mohtarma Benazir Bhutto during her time out of Pakistan in the UAE. And this friendship, this relationship has deepened with President Asif Ali Zardari and Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. And I'm sure that this time-tested relationship between Pakistan and the UAE is only going to flourish further. So when Sindh was given this opportunity, when Sindh was given this month of December, we decided, under the guidance of Chairman Bilawal Bhutto Zardari, to participate fully. And today, in that connection, we are holding this investment conference, as I said, to showcase the investment potential in Sindh. And I'm very grateful to the organizers of the Expo 2020 for giving us this opportunity. Sindh, you've heard a lot of speakers since morning. They've talked about the various potential. What I'll try and do is the next few minutes try and summarize what they've all said. Sindh is a land of Sufis and mystics. It has always been a cradle of peace. Yes, we've had some problems in the near past, but those have been overcome by the people's government in the province of Sindh. And once again, we, as always, boast that we have one of the most peaceful provinces in the country. And at this point in time, Karachi, our largest city, is safer than almost all the metropolitans in the world. Sindh has always welcomed people. We are proud of being the gateway to Islam. We are proud that the Provincial Assembly of Sindh was the first legislature which had passed the resolution for the creation of Pakistan. Sindh boasts a 300 kilometers coast. We've got the valley along the Indus River on both sides, which has huge potential. We've got the desert of Thar. We've got the 6,000 feet high Gorakh Hills. We've got the largest lake, sweetwater lake in Asia. Sindh is rich in resources. You've seen a number of presentations, and I'll just try and summarize those. We've got a reserve of almost 180 billion tons of coal. And this, as my friend from the Chief Executive of SCCMC had said, is more than the combined oil reserves of Saudi Arabia and Iran. So you can just imagine the potential. We've got a wind corridor which is a potential of generating more than 30,000 megawatts of electricity. We've got potential for solar energy, which is still to be realized. our valleys, the agricultural lands on both sides of the Indus, give Sindh an opportunity to be the bread basket not only for Pakistan but even for the Gulf countries. Our deserts in Thar and the mountainous region on our western borders gives an opportunity to raise livestock, and that's one other potential where we can not only feed the people of Sindh but even export, and the UAE, the Gulf is the best country to do that. So in short, we've got the potential, we've got the energy resources, we've got the agricultural land, we've got, top of all, a very young and dynamic youth as human resource. Almost 2/3 of our population is less than 30 years old. And you've seen some presentations on how we are trying to build up our educational institutions so that they can provide very good human resource for investors to come in. So with all this potential that we have, what have we done till now? The Pakistan People's Party, under the guidance of its leadership, has invested a lot in the province of Sindh. On the very first day, I think this was 2008, and the very first few months, President Asif Ali Zardari started this concept of public-private partnership in Pakistan. And he said in future the government will not have the resources to come up to the expectations, the desire of the people in terms of infrastructure, in terms of service. And you need to have a robust public-private partnership. This government of Sindh took the lead. In 2010, we made the Public-Private Partnership Act. We are the leading government in Pakistan which has a robust Public-Private Partnership Act. We've got great successes. The Hyderabad-Mirpur Khas Road was a flagship project. Since then, we've built bridges over river Indus. We've done the Karachi-Hyderabad motorway, Karachi-Thatta dual carriageway. We are currently doing the longest, we have the honor of building the longest bridge on river Indus under public-private partnership, which was the Jirk-Mulakatiyar bridge. Now we are building a bridge even longer than that between Kandkot and Ghotki. In the service sector, we've got into, and you saw a presentation about the education management organizations, the schools that we are running under public-private partnership, are hospitals. We have a partnership with Indus Health Network in public-private partnership. We have given other hospitals to various health-giving agencies to operate. And again, here, not only in the infrastructure sector, but also in the service sector, Sindh leads Pakistan. And that was evident because in a survey done by The Economist, this was about 3 years ago, the province of Sindh was ranked among sovereign countries. There were only 2 sub-sovereigns which were ranked along with the sovereign countries. And the province of Sindh was one of them. And we were ranked number 6 in Asia. And Pakistan was ranked at number 12. And we've improved since then. We've made many more progresses. So, and we've got investors in public-private partnership, international investors. We've got the Kuwait Investment Authority, a subsidiary of Kuwait Investment Authority, which has come in with us. And this, I invite the investors from the UAE, from other Gulf countries to come in. There are huge potentials in the projects we've been talking about. The largest public-private partnership in Pakistan, I'd claim the best public-private partnership in the world is done by the government of Sindh. And this is the Sindh Ingro Coal Mining Company. The CEO had talked about it. I won't repeat whatever it said. So what Sindh has done is, in the last 10 years or so, improved its infrastructure. We talked about the $700 million investment for Thar. Apart from that, the other major roads in the province of Sindh have been improved. Now we are ripe for investment to come in. This is the right time. Pakistan is a great country to invest, and in Pakistan, Sindh is the best place to invest in. I would not take up more of your time because you've been sitting here since morning. But once again, I thank all of you for being here. I thank you all for making this conference a success. I'm glad that we've signed 6 MoUs in various sectors, desalination. The one that I'm most excited about is the one that we signed about to build a football academy in the province of Sindh. And I say, beware UAE, beware Brazil. The boys from Liari are coming in, and inshallah, we'll capture the football world. Thank you very much, all of you. Pakistan Zindabad, Pakistan UAE relationship Zindabad.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Minister. Ladies and gentlemen, the face of a rising Pakistan and an inclusive Pakistan, please put your hands together for Chairman Pakistan People's Party, Mr. Bilawal Bhutto Zardari.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum. I would like to thank His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan for not only being here, but for being a consistent supporter of Pakistan and particularly the province of Sindh. Your presence here means a lot to me, means a lot to the people of Sindh, and our event today would not have the same charm were you not here. So thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much for your kind words. I'd also like to compliment the government of Sindh for hosting this investment conference on the sidelines of the Dubai Expo 2020. As you heard from the Chief Minister, as you heard from our Special Assistant for Investment and Public-Private Partnership, and as you heard from the leading figures from the business community of Pakistan, Sindh and Pakistan as a whole is ready and open for business. The Pakistan people and the people of the UAE have historic ties and have deep ties. I myself grew up in the UAE. I myself went to school in the UAE, and I've watched as the vision of the great leaders of the United Arab Emirates have transformed this country from its beautiful beaches and deserts to the envy of the region. If there's anywhere in the Middle East that is really leading the way in business opportunity, in innovation, in investment, it's the United Arab Emirates, and all of that is on display at the Dubai Expo 2020. We believe that the people of Pakistan have been with the United Arab Emirates on this journey from day one, where the people of the United Arab Emirates have a long history of coming to Pakistan, of visiting Pakistan, particularly in the 1970s and in the time of Shaheed Zulfikar Ali Bhutto. Now the people of Pakistan also come to the UAE, work in the UAE, invest in the UAE, have helped build the United Arab Emirates and contribute to our economy back home. What I'm most excited about this business conference here today is seeing that a large member of the Pakistani community in the UAE are present, and the business community of the UAE are also present. And I'm very encouraged to see that we'll be working together to improve economic opportunities in Pakistan. We have a long commitment and a long track record of promoting economic activities in the province. And as Chief Minister said, Sindh really does lead the way at the moment, particularly when it comes to public-private partnership and the government working with the business community to increase their potential, their reach, and our service delivery. The Chief Minister mentioned we have the largest bridge ever built on the River Indus, and that was built through public-private partnership. and we're working to beat our own record to build the new largest bridge on the river Indus, and that too is through public-private partnership. We have managed for the first time to exploit Pakistan's domestic resources with the Sindh Anglo coal mining company. That too is the largest and biggest public-private partnership in Pakistan that has attracted not only local investment but also international investment. And now we're looking to you to work with us and to help us in attracting the business community to invest in the infrastructure in our province. Because those of you from Pakistan here today will often hear me complaining in my press conferences and speeches that the Sindh government doesn't get the necessary resources. However, we don't believe in just complaining. We also believe in finding solutions for these problems. So while we will still continue to struggle for our rightful share of our natural resources, we look to work with the business community, with the private sector, in the public-private mode to fill the gap in infrastructure development, particularly in our capital city of Karachi, where we have a lot of potential for infrastructure improvement, and the government of Sindh, through its new administrator, through its investment department, through its local bodies department, are looking for partners to help us in improving Karachi's infrastructure. We're particularly proud of the 6 MoUs signed before you today, which shows that this conference in the UAE has already been productive. I'd just like to remind people, because I know you all watched the signings in front of you, but I just want to explain a little bit about what the 6 different MoUs actually were. One of them is the water MoU which you witnessed, which is going to be for a desalination plant in Karachi. And all of you must be aware that Karachi is facing huge water shortages, and this is just the start in what we're hoping will be a lot more engagement with the private sector to work with us, to invest with us, and to partner with the Sindh government to ensure that we can provide water to the people of the province and the people to our capital. And this is a big step in that initiative. It has been the promise of the Pakistan People's Party. It is in our manifesto that we would bring water desalination to the province of Sindh. The UAE has a long history and experience and expertise in this field, so we're really proud and excited about the desalination project that's going to start in Karachi. Another MoU that was signed today is for waste to energy. And again, all of you are aware that waste is a big problem, garbage is a big problem, particularly for Pakistan and for Karachi. And the MoU signed today for waste to energy will go a long way for us in our quest for a greener Sindh and a greener Pakistan. And we believe that this will add to our already diverse energy mix that was mentioned here today. Another MoU that was signed was for funding for startups and small and medium enterprises. We believe in supporting business, but particularly small and medium enterprises. So this is also a very positive development. Another MoU works well with one of the complaints that we've been hearing, particularly from the business community abroad and the Pakistani, overseas Pakistan community here in the UAE, who are very keen to invest in Pakistan, who are very keen to invest in Sindh, but they get lost in all the red tape and all the bureaucracy and all the layers of government through which they have to interact. So I was very pleased to hear today that one of the MoUs signed was to ensure a one-window operation for businesses and the Pakistani community in the UAE who wish to invest in Sindh, who wish to invest in Pakistan, and inshallah, going forward, they won't face such complications. With a one-window access, one-window opportunity, you'll be able to invest and do business in the province with ease. And the two final things that we must mention, and we're so grateful to His Excellency for investing in so many different fields, but particularly the football academy that is coming to Karachi, that is coming to Sindh. Those of you who frequently visit Karachi know that this is one of the most popular sports for the young people in our province, particularly in Karachi, and it's particularly famous in Liari, as the Chief Minister mentioned. I'm so pleased that we're bringing positive activities for the youth of Karachi to get involved with and to contribute to our society in a positive way. The final MOU that was signed today is for e-governance and furthering the government of Sindh's commitment to paperless government and to e-governance. We believe that this will contribute to transparency. It'll help tackle corruption, and is indeed a very positive development that modern technology is being included in the workings of the government. This is just the start on what I believe should be a long-lasting and relationship between the business community and the government of Sindh. I thank you all once again for not only being here today, but making this conference so successful. We invite you all to Pakistan to come and take advantage of our historic ties and the great opportunities available. Thank you so much. Okay, very good.
Thank you, Mr. Bilawal Bhutto Zardari. I request you to stay back for a memento deliverance, and he is to be accompanied by Mr. Murad Ali Shah, Chief Minister Sindh, as well as Pakistan's Ambassador to UAE, His Excellency Afzal Mahmood. Thank you. His Highness Sheikh Ahmed Dalmook Al Maktoum. His Excellency Dr. Dhani Ahmed Al Zayudi. His Excellency Sheikh Nahyan bin Mubarak Al Nahyan. Please accept this as a token of gratitude. His Excellency Dr. Thani Ahmed Al Zayudi, Minister for State for Foreign Trade and Economics, and His Highness Sheikh Ahmed Dalmook Al Maktoum. These are our token of recognition and gratitude. Thank you, gentlemen.